2000, we bought an abandoned 100-acre farm in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. We spent years cleaning it up, built a new house, and now are trying to make it a functional homestead farm. Welcome to Red Toolhouse.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Toolhouse. Oh look, Kelly, it's raining.
Yes.
Again. It's like we've been magically transported to the Amazon River Basin.
Yes.
Okay, so in this video, since we can't be out here, we're sitting by the fire boiling down some maple sap. We want to continue our discussion on things to consider before starting your homestead. And what we want to talk about today is no matter where you are, if you're not yet on your homestead land, the land that you say, this is where I want to homestead, this is where it's going to happen. If you're not there yet, which we know 52% of our audience is not.
Go ahead and get started anyway.
Exactly. Go ahead and get started anyway. So from that perspective, even if you're living in an apartment downtown, you got a balcony, you put some tomato plants in a pot. If you have the opportunity, if you've got some land where you are right now, but you know you want to upgrade to something bigger, don't wait to not do some of these things because you want to learn as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. There's all kinds of nuance to everything that we do on the homestead, and we'll be learning until they put us in the ground. It's that type of situation. So if you own a small piece of land, plant perennials, do some of these things, try that. Even if you've just done a little bit, not only have you learned how to grow a plant, hopefully gotten some fruit or harvest from it, but you've increased the property value. You may sell this and say, wow, I've got, there's 15 fruit-bearing trees in the backyard. That's going to mean something to somebody. If you rent land, check with the landlord and say, hey, can I try this? Can I do this? Can I have a little chicken coop in the backyard? Obviously make sure it meets all the laws and restrictions of these commie cities. But give that a try. If you've got to kind of grease the palms of the landlord by saying, hey, I'll give you free eggs or give you tomatoes or apples or whatever the case may be, then do that. And also even look at maybe renting land close by, somebody that may have a small vacant lot that you can do the same thing. It's interesting, we've been talking to another homesteading family, White House on the Hill, they're in Missouri. And we've done a collaboration here, and that's the situation there. And they are renting about 2 acres right now around this large farm, and they're executing their homesteading dreams right now. But it's allowing them to kind of kick the tires and test what they like and what they don't like. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you about it. We're going to let them tell you.
So welcome Jake and Becky at White House on the Hill.
What's going on, Red Tool Housers? We are Jake and Becky with the YouTube channel White House on the Hill. Thanks to Troy and Kelly for inviting us over to talk about what we're looking for in our next homestead.
We are currently on a big property that they farm and they have cattle, and we have about a 2-acre spot of it, and we rent a old farmhouse, and we're raising our 2 boys, and we've got turkeys and ducks and chickens. But with the limited space that we have here, we have a family member that lets us use about 1 acre to ½ acre of their property so we could raise our meat birds and our turkeys on.
So there's 2 things we think about when we look at our future property, of what it realistically would look like, and then also our dream of what best case scenario what we would end up with. So a big picture dream of ours would be to have an enormous amount of land, something like 100 acres, to have a beautiful house, a beautiful farmhouse, to have another barn that we could use for our own events, that we could rent out for weddings, have a beautiful pond, the perfect scenery for a beautiful country home for our family and future generations to enjoy.
But let's talk more realistic stuff.
So bare minimum requirements. What are we looking for?
It would be about 20 to 30 acres. Bare minimum would be 10 acres. That's about amount of land that we could support the animals that we would like to have on our future farm. We would like to have a milk cow, beef cows, pigs, turkeys, ducks, chickens, a horse, and enough property to dream on, to have more animals that we can't even think of right now.
All right, so when we're looking for a house on the property, of course, if it's a functional house, that would be the goal. At the least, if it's an old farmhouse that we can fix up, we're totally cool with that. If we need to, at least if we can have something that we can move into, and then we could always work on building a house that would better suit our needs. And same thing with barns and other structures. If there's other things that are working on the property, that'd be great. But if we need to build it, we can build. As far as connection to utilities, on-grid versus off-grid, we don't really care which way the property asks for. If it's off-grid, or if it's a space, if it's open land that has some type of house back in it, we can figure out a situation to live with it. We can put in solar panels, or if we need to put in a windmill, we can go that route. If we ideally, we would love to have a well where we could have control of our own water, and we'd love to be able to use wood fire for both a stove and to produce heat. If it's already hooked up to utilities, we are totally fine with that. We just would love to put some other things in place just to be prepared for whatever else might happen. Now let's talk about the layout of the land. We're really flexible with the layout of the land, but we would love to have the 10 acres be about half prairie lands and half be forested. And any combination of that we can work with. We can put in more trees, we can take away trees to set up the property in the way that we need.
We would like to have a forested area so we can gather our firewood for our house, for be warm and for cooking. Also so the boys can build a tree house or a log cabin or anything in the woods and go out and adventure and have fun in the forest. The purpose of the prairie would be so we could have fields for our cows or our horses to eat grass and to grow our own food. And on that prairie I would like to have a pond so we could stock it, have some fish, and have a dock. The kids can go and fish anytime they would like, go swimming. We'd have ducks, just to have a fun little place to go adventure out to.
So we've been renting on this property for about 2 years now, and our timeline or our goal to find a new property to be able to start our homestead on would be about 2 to 3 years from now. So what do you guys think? What do you think of our goals for what we're looking for on our property? Are we realistic with it? What do you guys want to find on your property? Leave them down in the comments. Let Red Tool House know. They're putting together a great series on how to get started on your homestead, and that'll give them some great information as to what you're looking for so they can help you with that.
Thanks to Troy and Kelly for having us on your channel. And if you're not subscribed to the Red Tool House, be sure to.
So for Becky, Eli, our other son Uriah that's taking a nap right now, and for Jake, we're White House on the Hill. We hope you'll come check us out, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Bye.
So what I really like about what Jake and Becky have going on there is, again, they don't own the land. They are investing, they are doing some improvements, but the money spent in those improvements will pay dividends when they go to when they finally find their homestead land and move to that. And a lot of the stuff they have, they can take with them. They're obviously they're animals, but their netting, all that stuff can go with them.
And all the experience that they're gaining right now, I mean, they're going to be able to, when they move to their new property, be able to say, no, we didn't really like this, or we did like this. We want to definitely make sure we do that. So I mean, they're gaining a lot of experience there.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that goes a long way. And I like the fact they mentioned, when they're looking what they're looking for in land, they also included, dream big. Jake had a pretty big list there of stuff that he would like to have, and that's awesome. And we encourage that. I think that's the way we look at our land. We've got 100 acres. What's the maximum we could do with all this land? And shoot for the stars. If we're still sitting around at 70 years old thinking, man, I can't wait to try this, then that's great. I hope that's the case. But it's really exciting to see that. Set goals. Have dream big, all that type of stuff. Just don't get frustrated at times. I do like their flock of cats they have. Yes. They have quite a few cats there.
Yes, our kids really enjoyed that too.
Yeah. So again, as we know from our survey, if you want to check out the results of the survey, you can click on it here. But the survey that we did, we know that more than half of the people that watch our channel are not on their ideal homestead land yet. So if you're not there yet, start trying. Again, no matter what it is, you're really going to benefit from the experiences. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to know what to do, what not to do. Well, we appreciate Jake and Becky coming on the channel and giving their insight there. If you haven't checked them out, be sure to find White House on the Hill on YouTube. Give them a thumbs up on their videos. Subscribe to them if you haven't. And again, we appreciate you guys watching our channel. Again, give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Subscribe if you haven't. And be sure to check us out. Again, we do videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. They get posted. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Red Tool House Farm. All right, take care, everybody.